morning, everybody. Welcome to Coco. My name is Jen. Thank you for joining me for today's Strong and Steady class. Let's start with our warm-ups. Let's extend our arms out from our sides, create a soft bend in your knees, and start moving your arms in small circles. And think about moving your arms, not by swinging them in the air, but actually by using the muscles in the chest and in your back. And pay attention to the movement of your shoulder blades in your mid-back. Kind of giving yourself a little, think about giving yourself a little massage by moving those muscles nicely. All right, I changed direction to my circles. Now I'm going to allow those circles to get a little bit bigger. And I'm going to slow the pace. Good. Okay, now I'm going to bring them to my side. And I'm going to do one arm at a time in giant circles. Good, nice and slow. Focusing on my breath work, inhaling and exhaling. Let's switch arms. All right, nicely done. Bring your arms to your side, place your hands on your hips, elbows toward the back, soft bend in the knees. And let's begin with our hinge. So our knees stay bent, just slightly bent, and we're hinging at the hips. So we're not gonna lower the elevation of our hips. We're gonna lower our shoulders and try to keep your back in a solid neutral position. Good. Okay, now we're going to change that hinge into a squat. Okay, so cross your arms or extend them out in front. Again, soft bend in the knees, belly button in, hips go back, and then sit down as though you're sitting down onto a low chair. Good. And take 3 or 4 more of those. I'm just going to move the camera back a bit. Here, let's see if I can get a little bit better. Yes, good. All right, excellent. Okay, so we have 4 sets today, and we're going to intersperse some cardio in there. But for the first set, let's go ahead and grab a pair of dumbbells. All right, so we're going to start in this first set in a standing position. So you can use whatever dumbbells to start with. We're going to do several different movements, and you'll have an opportunity to change the weight of your dumbbells if you wish, but we're going to start with dumbbell squats. Okay, so we're not going to go from our chair and rise up. We're going to sink down with dumbbells in a suitcase carry, or sometimes we call it a farmer's carry, but our feet are neutral and comfortably distanced apart, belly button in, and we're going to go into a squat. So ready, inhale and sink. Exhale, press. And I want you to think about lengthening and contracting through your hamstrings. Don't load your knees. Think about loading your butt. 8, 9, and 10. All right, excellent. Set one dumbbell down. Now we're going to do wood chops. Okay, so for wood chops, we're going to hang on to the dumbbells by the ears and offset it. So I'm going to offset it to my left thigh. All right, my arms are rigid and have a little bend in them, as do my knees. And I'm going to bring it up over the opposite shoulder and back down. 1, up and down. 2, up and down. And feel yourself working through your backs and shoulders. 4, and then feel yourself trying to maintain stillness with your torso. 6, exhale. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, you guessed it. We're going to switch sides now. So it's going to offset my right thigh, and I'll bring it up and over my left shoulder. Ready? Exhale. 1, 2. So keep those arms rigid. You're not bending your elbow and pressing up overhead. You're think of it like a slow arc moving up and over that shoulder. 7, 8, and pausing at the top and lowering with control, and 10. Nicely done. Okay, now you're going to grab the second dumbbell again. Now, hopefully where you felt that was in your core and the front and backs of your shoulders. All right, now we're going to do lateral arm swings. Okay, you ready? So again, that suitcase carry. Exhale, one arm raises, the other does a curl, and alternate. 2, 3, 4, 5. And the longer you hold it up top, obviously, the tougher it is. 7, 8. Stay level on your feet. 9 and 10. All right, set those dumbbells down. Let's roll our shoulders back for just a minute. We're going to go after another round of 10. All right. All right, controlling the tempo. That's what today's workout's about. All right, so again, dumbbell squats. All right, now what we're looking for here is we get tired in the shoulders, which we just did a ton of shoulder work. When our shoulders are tired, we do this, right? And so we don't want to do that. So be mindful, belly button in, shoulders back, not excessively flaring in the rib cage, still zipping the rib cage, but our shoulders are back and our chest is lifted. Ready? Dumbbell squats. Inhale and exhale. And focus on pressing through your heels, activating your hamstrings and glutes. And keep that back neutral, especially that upper back. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, nicely done. Back to the wood chop series. All right, neutral stance. Offset to the left, ready? Rigid arms over the right shoulder and down. 2, 3. And again, I'm bringing that dumbbell out and away from my body. So I have to be more mindful of engaging my core and stabilizing my hips. 8, 9, and 10. Good, switch, offset right to the left shoulder. Good, almost as though you're raising a bowl of water or something. So going through still, slowly coming to a stop, lowering with control. 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, back to the lateral swings. So embracing your 2 dumbbells again. All right, shoulders back, nice stance. Ready? Exhale, 1, 2. Now this is one of these movements that you start off and you think, oh, I can do this. This is pretty reasonable. I feel fresh. And then you get halfway done and you think, oh my goodness, I'm getting tired. How do I get through 6? Clear your mind. 8, 9, and 10. Whoo, okay. Now we're done with the first circuit and we're going to go into our cardio series. So we're going to do cardio a little bit differently today. Okay, so we have 3 different elements of cardio that we're going to do. And instead of doing one at a time with each circuit, we're going to do a mashup. So we're going to do the 3 of them, each of them together every time. Okay, so we're going to do them 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and we're gonna switch. So we'll end up doing 6 rounds of cardio, all right? So for the first element, the first and the fourth, we'll do skaters for 20 seconds. The second and the fifth is gonna be lateral shuffle with a tiptoe reach, lateral shuffle with a tiptoe reach. And then the third and final will be front kicks. So you can use your chair for your front kicks. So I hope that makes sense for everyone what we're doing. All right, so the first thing is skaters. So we're gonna do 20 seconds on for skaters. All right, you ready? Okay, let's go, skaters. Good. Think about using your glutes, keep your arms up, use those not tired shoulders of yours, and take it at a nice tempo, crossing your feet, pushing off. Okay, that's 20 seconds. So now we have 10 seconds. So now we have lateral shuffle reach. Okay, so you need about 6 to 8 feet. Ready, go. Shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe, shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe, shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe. Good. Shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe, tiptoe. All right, excellent. Now the third one is front kicks. Okay, so I'm gonna use my chair. Ready, steady, let's go. Kick and kick, kick. My chair's here for balance. And that foot that's staying down, I'm pressing through my heel. All right, nicely done. Okay, so that kicking leg for me was my left. So next time through, I'm switching. Okay, we're back to skaters. Ready? All right, skaters. We'll get good at these guys because we get to do them a couple more times. Good, skaters. Time. All right. And the last one. Whoops. Lateral shuffle reach, not the last one. Sorry. Ready, steady, go. Lateral shuffle. Tiptoe, lateral shuffle. Tiptoe. Good, time. Okay, now I'll move my chair back into place. Okay. All right, so my right leg's kicking. Ready, steady, go. So I'm hinging through my left. So if you guys are kicking with your left, you're hinging through your right. So focus on that heel that's down into the ground and push. And one. All right, nicely done. Okay, good job. Cardio. Okay, round 2. Before we start with round 2, now it's time for your water break if you want one. Okay, round 2. We are going to use our chair for round 2, so don't forget about your chair back there. But we're going to start with a squat with an alternating twist reach. So what is that move? This move, well, obviously we know our dumbbell squat, but when we rise to standing, we're reaching up and over our opposite shoulder for whatever reason. What comes to mind for me all the time is I'm unloading the dishwasher and the door is open here and I want to put something away in that shelf, but I don't want to close the dishwasher door and walk all the way around to do it. I want to leave it open. I just want to reach over, right? So it's a very functional move that we might do all the time. Reaching, but being strong away from our body and maybe reaching across our body even. So that's what this movement is supposed to make us think about. All right, then we're gonna do some bent over reverse rows in our neutral bent over stance, neutral, okay? And then we're gonna do some split squat work. All right, so we can use a chair for that, and we'll get into that when we come to it. Okay, so grab some dumbbells. Now remember, you are reaching over the opposite side and out and away from your body. So both of those things should tell you, I can't use the heaviest weight that I could possibly use, right? Okay, all right, so we're gonna start with the squat. So a dumbbell squat. And then we'll reach up over the opposite shoulder and back, and then over the opposite shoulder and back. 2, twist, and twist. 3, twist, and twist. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 2 more. 9 and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, so now we're gonna go into some back work. So make sure as you go into your bent over stance for your reverse rows, that you maintain your neutral spine. That means flat, no rounding. Draw your shoulders back, ready, and pull from your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And reverse that hinge and come to standing. Okay, now split squats. All right, so what are split squats? Split squats are basically when your feet are in a split stance and we're not going to bring them back together, right? So if we come down here and back up, it's a split squat versus stepping back, and we call that a lunge. So it's really kind of semantics. But when we're in this split squat, we can keep both feet on the ground, or we could elevate one foot, which we're not going to do. And we can also hang on to a dumbbell in the opposite hand. And we can hang on to it in a suitcase carry or on the rack. All right, so suitcase carry is easier. So we're going to start with this first round in a suitcase carry. All right, you ready? Lower and press up. And I have my hand on my chair next to me. So I'm using that for balance, or I'm using it for lat engagement, but I'm being mindful that I'm staying vertical with my torso. 8, and I'm trying to drive power from my glutes. 10. Okay, good. Now, let's go ahead and switch sides. All right, so the dumbbell's in my right hand, and I have my left foot forward. Okay, I want to stay vertical in my torso, core is engaged, not sloping forward, and I want to drive glute engagement. Ready? Let's go. 1, 2. So I'm really thinking about squeezing my butt in the back and pressing my heel through the ground in the front. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, so now we're back to the top with our squat to alternating twist reach. Now, we're gonna add on a little something with this guy. So last time we just did the squat with putting it on the shelf over the other shoulder, but we kept our feet still. All right, now we're gonna take a step. So we'll do a squat and we'll step and reach. So if you're going to the left shoulder, step with your right foot as though you're advancing toward, and then return. Okay, does that make sense? So you're stepping with the same hand that's going as well. Okay, and the goal is to keep your core engaged. Imagine you have water glasses on your shoulders. All right, let's go. Squat, step, reach, and back. Squat, step, reach, and back. 2. And I didn't mean to throw in the extra squat there, so I'll throw it out. All right, so we'll do squat, step and reach, return, step and reach, return, and 4. Step and reach, step and reach, 5. Yes, think about when you're using your breath here, engaging your core. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nicely done. Okay, bent over reverse rows. Just fix my mask. Okay, hinge forward, neutral spine. Shoulders back and pull from the elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're doing a great job. Imagine that pencil between your shoulder blades. 10. All right. Okay. So we're back to our chair and our split squats. Okay, so last time we did it in our suitcase carry. Now we're going to put it on the rack. So on the rack is a little different, right? Because it's further away from your center of gravity. So you have to be mindful. I have to take care of my core. A little bit more thought here. All right. Chair is available with my right hand, right foot forward. Ready? All right, vertical and glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Press through that heel. 9 and 10. Okay. All right, let's switch sides. On the rack. Okay, it's in my right, left hand is on the chair, left foot is forward. Everything's pointed ahead, ready? All right, vertical spine, glute engagement. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Okay, let's situate our dumbbells out of the way. And we're going back to our cardio. So it's our cardio Tabata. Skaters, lateral shuffle, reach, and front kicks. Okay. We'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's skate. There we go, good. All right, stepping back, pressing off. Time. All right, good. 10 seconds. And we're in lateral shuffle reach. All right, soft bend in the knees. Our knees and feet don't come together. Arms extended. Go. Shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe, shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe. Good. Good balance. Hopefully you're able to get on your tiptoes without tipping over. Time. Okay. All right. And then we have front kick. So your chair as needed. Okay. Ready, steady. Let's go. Kick and kick. So I'm dragging that foot back behind. So I'm in this tiny split stance. So I can use that right leg, that right hamstring and glute to get my traction. Driving the pelvis forward and time. Okay, good job. All right, then we're back to the top with skaters. Back to the top with skaters. Round 2. Ready, steady, let's go. Good, and as wide a step as you can. Time, good. Okay, lateral shuffle reach. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Gather your heart rate, gather your breath. Ready? Lateral shuffle, 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 tiptoe, shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe. And you want to keep your hips parallel. That is, like, if you imagine that there were flashlights on them, you want them to stay pointing forward so that you're using your side butt muscles. Time. Okay. And then front kicks. All right, ready, steady, let's go. Kick and kick. Good. And don't worry too much about how high your kick goes if you're not generating your power from the leg that's in the ground. You want to feel those muscles working. And time. All right, nicely done. Okay, get a drink and we'll move on to number 3. Turning on the fans. Okay. All right, so before I have a seat, because this whole next round is seated, I want to get my dumbbells available to me. So go ahead and find your chair and get your dumbbells nearby. All right, so the first movement that we're going to do is that press out with a twist. Okay, so for that one, we only need 1 dumbbell, and we're working on our chest and shoulders, but also our lats and obliques. All right, so a single dumbbell. Remember, as we twist, we're imagining that we're trying to turn a steering wheel that's stuck, right? And so you want to get some power from your core and not just like twist your arms. You actually want to feel your obliques engaged to twist that steering wheel. Okay, all right, so dumbbell by the ears, hanging on to your chest. Exhale as you press out and then twist and return. Exhale, exhale, twist and twist. 4, 5, in and out. 6, 7, 8, 9, in and out, twist and twist. Whoo! All right, nice job. Okay, we're going to stay with this single dumbbell, bring it back to our chest and do 10 halos. Okay, so we're trying to work on upper back and shoulders. Ready? wrapping around your neck like a scarf. 1, 2, and trying to keep our head still. 4, 5, change directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Now take this same dumbbell as you're able, and we're going to press it up over our head and then bend at the elbows, lowering it behind the head and back up. 2, 3, 4. And you may feel some fatigue in your upper back. Those are your upper traps. And yes, they might be tired because we're targeting them a lot in these last 2 movements. 9 and 10. And lower that dumbbell back down. Okay. Reach for your second dumbbell. Hammer curls. Okay. Again, that farmer's carry or suitcase carry. Dumbbells are at your side. Palms are facing each other. Ready? All right, curl and down. Now, I normally take you all into alternating bicep curls, but we've worked on that a lot, so I trust that you can control that movement going down. Curl and lengthen. 7, 8. You want to move that really slow, let it go down. Good. Okay, you're back to a single. Okay, press out, twist. All right, dumbbell to your chest. All right, press out, twist, and twist. 2, 3, 4. Keeping your torso as still as you can, engaging your core, using your breath. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, nicely done. How are your arms? Getting tired? No. All right. We're on for halos. Okay, so same single dumbbell thought process. Right at your neck. And let's wrap it around like we're putting on a scarf. 1, 2, 3. How still am I keeping my head? Change directions after you hit your 5th circle. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay. Now we have tricep extensions. All right. So dumbbell at your chest again. Press up overhead, biceps to ears, and then down and up. 2, 3. Be mindful. Don't let yourself rock. Do your best to keep your head in a neutral position. 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, down. Okay. And then double dumbbell for hammer curls. All right. Lift your chest a little, zip your rib cage. I know we're getting tired up there. Mind your good form. Inhale and curl and lengthen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And keep those elbows still. 8, 9, and 10. All right, dumbbells down. Good. Okay, we're on our last round of cardio. Yay. Okay. All right, dumbbells out of the way. I'm going to have my chair nearby. Okay. All right, so we have skaters, lateral shuffle, and front kicks. Ready? Let's go. Good. Big steps. Nicely done. And time. Okay, next is lateral shuffle reach. All right, so give yourself some space. Ready, steady, and go. Shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe, shuffle, shuffle, tiptoe. Good. Lot of work for the shoulders today. Okay, good. Now we have front kicks. All right, so getting that chair. All right, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Kick and kick. And focus on the foot that's down. Press that heel through the ground. Good. Time. Okay. All right, I'm going to slide my chair out of the way. Last round. Skaters. Ready, steady, go. Good. Nice work, everyone. And time. Okay, lateral shuffle reach. You know you can do it. Focus on engaging your core before you go up on the tiptoes. Ready? Let's go. Step, step, tiptoe. All right, time. Okay, we have our last round here of front kicks. Okay, I'm going to plant my right foot. It's going to stay down. So I'm going to use that right heel to get that hamstring and glute going. Ready? Let's go. Kick and kick. Good. You can use it as a balance. Can I balance without hanging on? 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. Okay. Get your last drink and we'll make our way down to the ground. All right, I'm using my chair, hinging forward, planting my hand, coming down into my half kneel, and then double kneel. Okay, now I will say that we want to get a dumbbell, okay? So we're gonna start with, or integrate somewhere in here, a movement with a single dumbbell. So get a single one close to you. Okay. All right, so let's make our way down to the ground. All right, so we're gonna drop our elbow and lower ourselves all the way to the ground. And have the dumbbell nearby. And as you find yourself on the ground, your position should be in what we call our stargazer position. So we're on our back and we're relaxing, finding our imprint, gazing up at the ceiling. And in finding our imprint, we're recognizing our own neutral spine, the areas that we're trying to, all the areas we're trying to protect and strengthen to retain this neutral. And then as we extend past our pelvis, our legs are held in parallel, knees are bent, feet on the ground, comfortably distanced. Now we begin inhaling through our nose and exhaling out our mouth. Inhaling, and as you exhale, feel your transverse sinking towards your spine, not toward the ground, just towards your spine. Your own acute body awareness should be recognizing that space that you have between your back and the ground, and that you want to preserve it. You don't want to eliminate that little bit of space that's there. Good. And as you go through your breath work and as you found your transverse, then let's start with our pelvic floor. So before our transverse falls, we do want to feel that movement of our pelvic floor rising up to meet our transverse. With each repetition, pelvic floor, transverse, followed by the closing of the rib cage. Good. Okay, now I would like you to reach for that dumbbell that I asked you to grab. All right, and I'm gonna hold on to the dumbbell, not by the ears, but by the guts, like hold on to him by his middle. Okay, so he's running the length of my body now. Now I'm just holding him over my chest and I'm not moving him. And I'm going back to my breath work that I just started warming up with. Inhaling through my nose, out through my mouth, focusing on my pelvic floor, transverse, and so importantly here, rib cage. So we're going to treat this dumbbell as a weight for our lats, okay? So when we initiate this is kind of like a weighted rib cage arms. When I initiate this and pull the dumbbell toward my hips, I'm good. I don't feel any jeopardy to my body setup. I'm going to raise it back over my chest and then exhale and draw it back down, squeezing through my lats, pulling it down toward my hips or to my pubic bone more specifically. All right, but as I raise that bar over my chest, and then as the dumbbell begins to leak back toward the top of my head, now I can feel how my core has to respond. My core has to respond by sinking even deeper and zipping my rib cage even more to prevent my low back from flaring up off of the ground. So I'm going to raise it up over my head, over my chest, and I'm let it continue to go back only as far as my lats and my rib cage closure will let them go in my neutral spine. Once I've reached that edge, I'm going to contract my lats and draw my arms and the dumbbell back down toward my pubic bone. Back up over my chest, extending. I'm focusing on sinking and zipping, and then pull from my lats to drag it back down. All right. Inhale, or perhaps exhale as you let it drift overhead, whatever helps you think about your sinking transverse and your zipping rib cage. And then once you've reached that end point, contract through your lats and draw it back down. So what you're trying to prevent here with this extra dumbbell, this dumbbell pull through, is you don't want to arch your low back. You're going to let that dumbbell sink, sink, sink past your chest, past your face, overhead only as far as you can hold it in your lats and as you can sink into your low belly. And then draw it back overhead again. Now, of note, as you're practicing this, also, you do not want to excessively wing your shoulder blades, right? You don't want that to be your fallback. Nicely done. We've probably done 10 or 15 of these by now. So let's go ahead and set the dumbbell off to the side. But now you've hopefully drawn some good awareness to what comprises the strength of your core, and really what compromises the strength of your core, which is weight away from our center of gravity and not accounting for that in our core. All right, so that said, let's go back to our core exercises, all right? So I'm gonna put my hands, place my palms at my ears, and I'm gonna float my head up off of the ground, all right? And I'm gonna rest my head in my hands, and it's gonna settle into my lats and my chest. All right, with one leg in Stargazer, I'm gonna take my right leg and go ahead and extend it onto the ground. So it's extended straight. And I'm gonna inhale into my chest and exhale into my setup and drag my right leg up and lower it back down toward the ground with control. And as my heel taps, I'm gonna raise it back up again, staying with this right leg. Raising and lowering, trying to put your focus into your belly and into your obliques. Imagine your obliques are the trigger that's raising and lowering the leg. Try to release the tension in your neck if you're giving yourself some. Good. Now lower that right leg all the way down to the ground with control. Draw the knee back to the ceiling and extend the left leg. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Activate your body setup and drag the left leg straight off the ground. Point it toward the ceiling. Remember your sequencing. It is breath, belly, movement. So that means activate your breath, activate your belly, and then you can move. And always remember, if you need to exhale with every bit of movement to drive your activation, please do so. Good. Lower that leg to the ground with control. Now go ahead and lower your head to the ground with control. Bring your arms to your sides. All right, give your shoulders just a little break. All right, now let's take our right ankle and cross it over our left knee. All right, take your right hand and I want you to relax your right glute and press onto the meaty interior of your right thigh. Being conscious that you want to create a stretch in your glute and not necessarily feel your pelvis shift on the ground. All right, after a couple of rounds, let's go ahead and exchange. So let's cross left ankle over right knee. Left hand's going to press down gently on the inside of the left thigh. Again, we're trying to get a stretch in the left glute. So think about keeping your pelvis as still as you can. Okay, nicely done. Now reset your feet on the ground. We're just going to do one additional thing, and I'm going to leave you with something today as well. So let's bring our palms to our ears and lace your fingers behind your head and float your head up off the ground. And then we will exhale and draw our legs up in the chair. Now, a great way to work on our low belly activation is to take our feet off the ground. Now, when we're in chair, we recognize that something is holding onto the weight of our legs. We try and convince ourselves it's our belly, but we call this double leg cruiser, okay? And so what we're trying to do here is contract through our pelvic floor and low belly and rock our pelvis forward. So inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth, and pull on that pelvic floor and transverse, and just try to rock the pelvis. Feel that tiny movement, pulling the pelvis forward, like you're spilling the contents of your pelvis onto your belly, and then it returns. Give yourself a little isometric hold as you're squeezing and pulling and returning. Okay, lower your legs with control. Now, what I want to leave you with is a way to practice that could include using your folding chair, or if it was better for you at home, it could be your coffee table. So you can come up and rest your legs here, so you can really imagine your legs don't exist, right? You're not actually even holding the weight of them. And you can bring your head up again if you wanted to, or you wouldn't need to necessarily. And you can use this as a way to practice pulling from your transverse and pelvic floor and not pressing your legs into the chair. That's kind of the hard part mentally, to not accidentally activate and press your feet into the chair. You have to be mindful of completely letting them go. And in some ways, it might be easier to do that with your palms at your sides rather than behind your head, because then you can also let your lats be quiet as well. So with your palms at your side rather than rounded just a little bit. And so practice this. So here we are, inhaling through our nose. I'm relaxing all the muscles in my leg as I go through my breathing. Inhale through my nose, out through my mouth. And I'm going into my body setup. Good, and in my head, it's pelvic floor, transverse rib cage, over and over. And as I continue to do it, I want to wrap so deeply that I imagine that I can budge and pull my pelvis, pull my tailbone off the ground without using the chair, without using my lats, only using my low belly. It's good practice, but I think it also heightens the awareness of where in fact we might be using our legs in this exercise. And take one more. Okay, I'm rolling over onto my side. I'm going to press myself up off the ground. Thank you for joining me today, guys. I hope you like that kind of back to the basics little change on how we can get after strengthening our low belly with our feet elevated. Have a great day, a great weekend. It was good seeing you all again. Bye now.